let's look into my channel. I am kind of curious right now. We are ending the year, and I want to like squeeze every single thing that might have happened. And obviously I'm losing subscribers and nobody wants to watch my shit, obviously. Very nice. Every now and then I lose a subscriber instead of gaining a subscriber. Also, I can see the videos published and everything. It's cute. I wouldn't know why people would unsubscribe now that I'm actually incredibly successfully moving forward with my engine and everything. It's probably a bad timing. Also, nothing I say is actually that outrageous. You know? I'm improving myself. I'm a 25-year-old. Please deal with it, right? The only thing that people can deal with is potentially the fact that I did release a 3-minute video. The fact that I did fucking offend everyone and make them creep out. But honestly, I'm a guy who built the Creeper's Forge, okay? Like, you will get creeped out. By all means. There's no escape from that. You know? Now you will hold it in your heart because you escaped the moment you got triggered. It's like, well... So I have plenty of subscribers who are just, running away and don't know how bad it's gonna get. And it's kind of crazy. It's 2 views and 2 unsubscriptions at the same time, I would say. And maybe I offended a bunch of Americans too. Well, let's find out. In the whole fucking history of this year, let's find out from the very beginning till the very end how it feels like. Alright? It must feel like something. It's a lot of videos. First of all, I have non-stop uploaded whatever I can upload, whatever I felt like I was capable to upload. It's all there. We're gonna ignore likes and dislikes. It's absolutely irrelevant. The most relevant condition is who were influential to me, right? Because I have been tracking this thing down quite considerably effectively, let's say, right? I need to know who's the most influential, and this is what's going to lead the story, pretty much. Also, I'm cutting off the tail, meaning I probably just want 50 positions. Top 60, top 50. Let's cut off the tail real fast. I'm gonna use my code, top sort. There's a top count. Top sort and top count is 3rd. We usually take any amount of positions, it doesn't matter, but this time, when we're taking this top thingy, top tube, yeah, we take any amount of positions, but right now we just looking top 60. That still break 500, but it's not that relevant whether it does or not, because most people will. Cool. So we get top 60. You would think like, yeah, I should take top 50. But it's just something... Okay. Didn't expect that. Okay, let me check. That is not correct. This is an influence number. And it actually might have to get pushed a little bit forward. This is the amount of places I can actually look at. It's supposed to be 100 or whatever, but we nail it down to 60 because I don't want no trouble when it comes to reading influence. Alright, we're gonna use this as a reference as well. Now, all the insecurities, everything is gonna be nailed down in this particular timing. I already kind of started pushing out weird things. All YouTube Rewind review. Oh, yeah, I'm reviewing this stuff. Actually gets copyright claimed. What's going on here? There's a lot going on here. Cannot be monetized. That's fine. Right. And then the final thing that actually kind of jumps in like one of those my premium videos, and then it's just weird at the same time. The end. Still the most subscribed YouTuber, you know. Because the whole point now, immediately, right, I'm prepping self-esteem. This is interesting to break down, I would say. Not sure what that means. But YouTube is now a trash pile of poopies. And the best I can do is transcend as a creator. You still hate me, dude. It's a rank of ninja. I mean, everything is hitting me, right? Like, this is not professional. But in order to achieve professional level, now we're gonna open up a lot of topics, a lot of stuff. We're gonna do a lot of work here. I liking this, alright? 2020 in review as I changed it for myself. Think about it this way. Like, yes, you unsubscribe and maybe where are you gonna go? Okay? Where are you gonna go after you unsubscribe? I have watched everything on YouTube, basically. I beat the competition. Pressing the button unsubscribe does not exist on my channel. With pure effort, I have deleted the unsubscribe button. That's how you do things in real life. You actually do this with effort. You build self-esteem and change the meaning of buttons with effort. It's pure thing, but the effort again scales in different levels. We have discussed that previously. And it empowers this video. It sponsored this video. Effort. And guess what again? There is no escape. There's no need to press unsubscribe. Let me sit in your fucking consciousness. Just because, okay? It is 3-hour videos. I'm sorry. And if you clicked accidentally on a 3-minute video thinking you will escape somewhere, I made it worse. I'm sorry. There is never an escape from my channel. What is wrong with you? You think there is an escape? You think I'm fucking dramatic? Nothing happens in my life, so of course I dramatically actually push YouTube content instead of doing things in real life. Like, nothing happens. But this is why it's so peculiar, right? And if nothing happens, coronavirus have not changed my life one bit. It just gave my life more meaning and purpose. You know, because the question is, will you be able to escape this whole crisis, or do you have to learn new skills? Potentially, very likely, you do have to learn new skills. You do have to have the ability to communicate through the internet and do it openly and, you know, willingly. Alright? You might want to learn more about using the internet. Grandma. Disgusting, dude. Every single move matters. Okay, and I can read every single move. Uh, those two subscribers are like my brain cells fucking moving around, thinking that they want to escape, but they can't quite escape. Why is that? Why is it so scary? You know? The scary is because my content is very difficult to respect. You know, you cannot just watch a whole video. And when I do release a short version, you can't respect that, but I prepared myself to actually release it. I felt the need to do it. And when something triggers in my brain, where I see the pattern so clearly, I did not see a clear pattern with coronavirus, because who knew it? Government has all the choice whether to extend, to loose all the lockdowns, like whatever. They have all the control, so we can't actually predict the government, how it's gonna work. We can't predict evil people, which is what right-wing politics is about conspiracy of evil people. You can't always tell to yourself that government is 100% evil, right? You can't always do that. And sometimes it actually works against you, because the government just doesn't give a fuck and will do evil things now, because you haven't contributed to government being not evil. You just declared something, you know? Stay away from right-wing conspiracy bullshit, because it's very negative, okay? Very negative. You have to find positivity in your life. Otherwise, you're going to keep bumping into things that exposes someone or something, or drives different kind of fear into you with that exposure. The best thing to do is just take care of yourself first and focus on yourself first. It will turn you into an ant in the world of infinite possibilities. But when I did it, you know, I put effort into just dreaming and hoping that one day some crazy things are gonna happen, and I'm just slowly kind of, you know, improving myself. It's not a fast pace thing that happens. I cannot just hit 18-year-olds and all of a sudden my life has improved exponentially. I cannot hit 25 years and all of a sudden I'm even crazier person, you know, owning a lot of things, building businesses, all that shit. The way things are done, you actually do have to take the easy route, because the hard route is very risky and destructive, and hard for your body and brain and everything. All the energies that I have talked about when giving Ariana the package, okay, which we also going to discuss. We're going to discuss everything a little bit, but, you know, when the context is required, so I say the package of 7 energies, right? Now known as 7 rings. Because 7 energies and 7 rings, and they have the peculiar connection of just power, right? The ability to generate and understand in what forms power comes from, I would say. Now, Ariana doesn't quite talk about or sing out power. She just brags out power, right? You have to find it yourself. And potentially 7 Rings does a terrible job. The only thing that it does is just slap 7 rings on the title, and that's it. That's all it does. And most importantly, like, I have to take it to the max, right? I have to pick Ariana and be like, hey, I don't care if you're trash. I'm not gonna tell you you're Hollywood trash or something. She's the most influential person in my life because I made her to be, not because she necessarily is. I made her to be. I squeezed every little thing and I turned it into a positive, right? It's a contribution as much as it is consumption, right? I cannot do 100% consumption by any means. It's as much as a dream for me to do this, as much as she's doing a good job, right? So it's two-way street. Not sure what to say about that, but I guess I just... My relationship with most influential is about contribution. My contribution. As much as I'm capable to contribute, then I will feel, you know, when I'm capable of taking thank you next and double checking, yep, I'm still attached to this thing. And now I'm magically attached to this little thing, which is T-Stone Ian, which happened to be, again, built at Taylor Swift's birthday. For no particular reason, just, you know, it just happened. And it freaks me out, because I will remember this forever, right? It's one of those moments, one of those magical moments that especially happen at the right moment. She will take over the next year for me, right? But Ariana is probably gonna take over the public year. You know, it's a different story. I'm just trying to enrich my world a little bit, because it's a little bit bleak, but I have to always keep up, get the experience, get moving in life, maybe trick people, squeeze the positivity out of them, and go away. You know, find the escape out of that as well. So this is an interesting thing, right, what I just said. Squeeze positivity and then escape. I'm sorry, my 2 min videos are not positive. Alright? Why is positivity a fucking wrong word? What the hell is wrong? That's the least positive thing I've ever seen. Positivity. So, yeah, there is no escape, as I've said. You will click on a very, very negative video. If you feel like that is empowering you and to escape, that's fucking crazy. I don't know how that works. Because it's not like I have a lot of subscribers and a pack of subscribers have found the exit, have found a reason to cancel me or something. You have to hold on to every single small subscription that you have. It is ridiculously demanding, I would say, for you to do that. Because you hold a unique opportunity in life. I mean, by any means, unless you have no brain whatsoever of what opportunities mean, of what it means. It's only when someone is gaining subscribers. By the time I'm gaining subscribers, I don't give a fuck about you. Okay, I can tell to those 100 people who still have not unclicked the button, I don't give a fuck about you. I can say that. You can cancel me right now. I want to see that happen. But holy shit, I don't give a fuck about you by the time I get 10,000. You know? It's just what's gonna happen in respect, because you're gonna be 1%. And you are not a survivor or anything. You're not a person who have clicked subscribe by the time I have evolved. You clicked subscribe by the time I was a little piece of shit, and it was almost like a punch in the face button for you. Because, you know, I wasn't defending myself. I wasn't saying I'm a YouTube CEO or anything. I wasn't saying any of those things or believing those things. But, yeah, and it's a ninja moment, isn't it? Where is it? It's a ninja moment. Hi, I'm still Gurnext. Still the most subscribed YouTuber, aka CEO. Thus I will... Okay, Thus, the first thing I will do is post my version of YouTube Rewind. Oh, and this video will explain why you might not be able to relate. Okay, okay. It's too much for me. It's too much. Alright? It creeps me out. I get it. It's fucking weird. It's annoying. I have nothing else to say besides something quirky, and then come join my Discord, basically. I literally have nothing else. So, someone really has to join my Discord before I freak out. Obviously, nothing happens when people join as well, because there's no peculiar entertainment established, or some kind of roadmap for action of some kind. There's none of that. I don't apologize, because I'm trying to entertain myself first, and you can always inspire me to do otherwise, right? You have no idea how much influence you're capable of. This comes from my research, because again, some girl can just jump in and hammer me down senseless and jump in here very high, basically. And yeah, if you're hot, girl, like, obviously everyone's gonna get hammered. But I'm talking about mediocre. I'm talking about just being capable of chatting, building a little bit of internet presence, and being able to keep up in general, not getting offended by anything. That's the result. The result is you are just as big of a celebrity as many, many others are. And if you do this consistently with either different people or just one person that you really like, that's gonna be a game changer for you. For a girl, okay? I have to remind people. Reminder. Girls need to pick up guys because they're low. Very simple. And when Sean Head says, oh, why are men so weak and womanized and so pathetic? Pick them up. Let's see what happens. Let's see how you're not pathetic and stupid. You know? A girl says, oh, men are getting so lame. Well, I'm sorry. You're gonna get lame too as a consequence of that. It's just a very simple thing. You're gonna get lame. Alright? If you're gonna be single. But obviously Sean Head is capable of declaring her privilege. Because she's now fucking engaged or something. Who knows? Deep in relationship, that's the same fucking bullshit. I don't know, man. Please drop her a shoe. Okay? And her name, I know changed now, YouTube name, but her influence is still 0. So don't worry about it. 0. It's a immediate cancellation if ever, right? If there's ever a time you would be cancelled. And cancellation is actually terrifying on my list. It's terrifying. You go to 0 influence. You get deleted. I press unsubscribe, and when I press unsubscribe, I have designed the button to be terrifyingly powerful. Right? You do your things. You can do a lot of things in the first place. So, I did it. And I have to be proud of myself. That's kind of what this video is about. It's time for me to be proud of myself. Very simple, very magical, very Christmas time. Just, it's a wonderful thing. When you can actually create a celebration of some kind, that's a wonderful thing. When Christmas is just some kind of celebration that you just tag along with, you're gonna have a terrible time. Like, what is the point of not taking the life in your hands and actually empowering yourself instead of demoralizing yourself by increasing spending and wasting yourself? Right now, coronavirus didn't cancel Christmas. Probably it upgraded Christmas, because you have to research for its spirit and find it somewhere where it makes sense. Where my mom is like right now digging for a fucking cake in the fridge. Oh, I have cake. I'm digging. Midnight. It's fucking midnight right now, Mom. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the cake. Just bought. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so this is gonna be a very, very interesting video. I'm not gonna lie. This is something very special to me right now. So we're gonna keep going now. It resets, doesn't it? It doesn't reset. Okay, that's fantastic. So we're gonna slowly build things up from scratch. 2020 will not suck, I promise, was a resounding confirmation, right? From here, from the end of 2020, it doesn't suck. Yes, I have personally wanted to achieve something more for everyone else. But that's the stupidest thing when you realize achieving things for yourself is way more rewarding. Not other people is way more rewarding. Those are the stories you have to follow. Those are the people you have to follow. The people who are on the top, being followed by everyone, they might do a good job, but are they worth following is the question, or are they going to be misleading sometimes? And we're gonna double check the YouTube map. I need to double down on this as well to see how it changes or something. Unedit everything. No, I'm pretty much removing everything. But we can see some differences here by doing this, I think. So the top leaderboard, I can't see the differences. Never mind. Alright, whatever. JB goes down, I think, by 1 place. I think I burned him successfully. Now that there is a burn mechanic, I will enjoy this quite a bit. So all starts with Penn Teller. I mean, they tell their own stories, but we need something different in this case. We need to know what we want, otherwise we're just gonna be re-reviewing everything, which is not ideal at all. What we need to do is understand the punchline. We understand the punchline and we just use it, right? As we climb up, in terms of videos and in terms of influence, we're gonna climb up. Maybe it's gonna match up. I'm not sure what works. I'm just playing around. That's the most fun part in life. You can't expect anything. You can only expect me to play around. Especially like Hearthstone, super fun. But real life is way more intense and connected, I would say. So if you can mix gaming with real life a little bit more, that's your escape. That's your unsubscribe button if you really wanted one. But holy shit, I will subscribe to your channel if you find unsubscribe button. That's the coolest thing, isn't it? I will subscribe to your channel if you unsubscribe. If you actually unsubscribe. And it's, again, not about pressing a fucking button. It's about much more. It's about you finding the escape from me somehow, realizing that I'm not needed anymore. That's pretty cool. I would like that too. You know, I put a lot of effort into understanding. Like, there's a lot of things in life. No one shared it with me, alright, or to me. Nobody declared, oh, look at all these things in life. So I just imagine people are completely empty and low esteem, you know. For me, this is the most open place. You can share anything you do in life. Please go ahead and do it, right? And if you don't do it, I can treat you as a nuisance, pretty much, who wants things from me instead. You will get your things over time. Have to be able to pick them up properly. You know, we're not just making food with growing potatoes. Pick up your stupid potatoes if you want them. You know, the potatoes are growing. I did all the work. And you coming from the industrial age, you would think like, oh, but someone else has to pick up potatoes for me. Wah! Someone has to edit my potatoes. Said the privileged. Once, you know. Edit my potatoes. You filmed it with a potato, now edit it with a potato. I edit potatoes with potatoes. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give it to the privileged people what they already have. We already have people editing their videos. We don't have people claiming that they're CEO and they're capable of keeping up with YouTube culture by any means necessary. Alright? No matter what happens as well. Unconditionally, pretty much. So, I'm pretty good at it by now. The thing that I'm bad at, perhaps, is having things, okay? But that's like fucking retarded, right? If I'm good at working, if I make potatoes, I should be paid for it, you know, just like a regular farmer. I'm a regular farmer. Please pay for my potatoes. Now, obviously, finding someone to pay for your potatoes is a little bit difficult. Because what I am doing, I'm doing a trick shot where I'm like, I have grown potatoes. No, I did grown potatoes. I did a little bit of work. But I have no intention of actually harvesting those potatoes and delivering it to whoever buys them. You know, but at the same time, think about it this way. There's no way to actually buy or sell videos, right? So what's the point? What's the point of having this metaphor where I'm not actually harvesting potatoes? Maybe I am. It's just nobody wants to buy them right now. Everyone feels full, and everyone feels like they need something else in terms of their food source. You know, maybe potatoes are kind of boring. Yeah, it is plain and boring. I would agree totally. My YouTube videos are self-aware, and that's the most boring thing. I'm trying to be self-aware, meaning I'm trying to build every single detail into myself first, and while I'm doing it, it's a video somehow. You know, I'm talking to myself and it's a video somehow. That's fucking crazy. But I literally have no other formats that would work. I literally don't have it. The editing software has to be top notch. It has to be quick and simple. Right now it's impossible. Okay, that's what it is. It is impossible and painful. I would say there is something in between videos that are made out of pictures and sounds, but no actual encodes. Basically, vector videos. There are special vector images. They're very small in size, because normally you just have a bunch of pixels to define a picture, but you can do it with vectors instead. But vectors don't actually quite make it as well on my list. If you want to simplify a picture, maybe vectors are okay. By any means, they're okay, but you just have to do them properly. So I haven't seen that yet. It's fine, I guess. But yeah, the way you simplify videos themselves is you actually make them coded. You just use sounds, which is a small size, picture, small size. There's no actual video in there. Now, why would you want to code it? And maybe all of a sudden videos become interactive too, because they're coded in that sense, right? It comes, it creates quite an interesting, I think, environment, because these kind of videos would be very small and very quick to edit and change, and even maybe make it more interesting. Would be quite easy as well. You just add a piece of magical code, and editing, everything is so much easier and so much faster. I would love that stuff to happen, but we just don't have it. Alright? So if I would love to have something, and I don't have it, there's a huge gap of for my consideration, basically. I don't like it, right? Should I make TikTok videos? What's the point? What's the point of making them? You know, it's tough, and I would like to have a community first that helps me understand who I am as a person. You know, I'm actually good at that too. I'm good and willing to teach you who you are as a person. This video might be incredibly long and incredibly tiring. Who knows? But I am using almost every tool at my disposal right now to show you, or remind you right now. Ariana Grande also pushed me to do something else, and is remind people that I am the most normal person out here. The most normal. What is the definition of the most normal? And what is... First of all, in order to become more and more normal, you have to master the society. You have to break through into the depths of the society and actually capture the most influential people and put them in your life one way or the other, right? With the internet, this is easier than ever before. However, internet is quickly expanding and inviting more influential people to join in. It will always reorganize. If there are new, if they're very influential people, the internet will always reorganize and add them on top of the list. But the top of the list is getting more and more potent and difficult to break through, which is why you should get on board as quickly as possible to do pretty much the same thing as I'm doing, is to find your spot in the spotlight without the spotlight. You know, you can still be in the shadows, you can still pretend that you have sneaked around and you've been a ninja this whole fucking time. But that's the way you actually enter the world of normal. Now, this actually is not a spotlight. This is a pure shadow realm, basically. And the stars are here. The most influential people are actually trying to expand society. That's what makes them most influential, is that they're actually pushing society or keeping societal boundaries expanded quite a bit. But at some point, stars will become tired and they will need to rest in the most normal place there is. Because if there's anything beyond normal, you know, if not beyond normal, but just not normal, it will be harder to handle and it will be more expensive to handle at the same time. Stars can't quite afford being obliterated. They have huge needs for themselves, so they will go all the way back to the normal grounds. Don't worry about that, okay? And you don't know how this works, because I'm just discovering it. You know, this is fucking awesome. Okay. Oh, welcome, people who were seeking to buy normal after all this hard work. Now, for a long time, it tears me apart quite a bit, because I have to sit in the shadow realm and, like, maybe I wanted to be a star a little bit, maybe I couldn't be a star. It's almost like a destiny line, I would say, that you're either going to be sucked in or spit out. That's what's going to happen. Okay, and there's always definite small popular people that expand your personal circle as well. It's just you don't have to look at major stars to actually get, again, your influence checked out. So here you go. I have it. I have built all of this. Now, the only thing I have to confirm is that I'm most normal, but I already sent the greatest package to Ariana Grande, which is like, hey, I am normal, and you're pretty cool. I guess I didn't put the part where you can actually come down and do stuff in the normal grounds, because I haven't really defined what those are, and I will not define what those are. Once 2022 hits, I think I will start building the shadow normal grounds or something. So that's just a future event. Building the shadow. Or we can call it the deep normal. In 2022. The deep normal. Building it for preparation is probably still nothing's gonna happen. I'm just building for preparation. Now, what I have to kind of put myself through is potentially I'm connected with the most influential people. Because of my destiny of just pulling them in once and for all. Giving them a space that's super expensive and personalized, and they're safe in there. That's potentially my goal right now. But now, just one last thing. What are we, like, 3 criteria that makes me the most normal person you probably have ever met, right? And unbeatable confidence, discord, and then maybe. So these were 2 years, right? This was Ariana Grande year. This was Rebecca Black year, and there has to be my year, okay? The my year. What did my year told about me that is so normal to have? So ridiculously normalizing. Now, again, to understand what normalizing means, it's a way to actually create an environment or behavior that would save a lot of energy, right? And 2018 I don't think was particularly normal to me by any means. But maybe there was something I was doing to save energy. Well, I wasn't, because I wasn't home. But I was, you know. So potentially while I was being in UK, I was never in the normal, I would say. Never really in the normal. Or I had very big expectations on myself because, well, I forced myself to work. That's not exactly a good escape. There are people out there that can give you opportunities, but they don't want to give you opportunities. And for me, the normal thing that I was doing in UK was self-expression. I was making YouTube videos as if it was normal for me to do. But even back home, I think I started the idea, or maybe no, I'm not exactly sure. I think in UK I started making like longer videos, like way longer. The Blackboard videos or whatever. I made that happen. So that's pretty cool. But it doesn't answer the question what makes me normal in that sense. This is the ability to communicate. And this is the ability to claim what I need in life. So what... Oh, I think 2018 is like... reminds me that the most normal thing to do is fall deeply in love, right? Because if you fall deeply in love and you don't fall deeply in lust, if you actually treat people with high levels of respect, that is the most normal thing to do, and actually is a ridiculously difficult thing to do, which is what makes it so valuable. Is the ultimate respect. You're not supposed to say hi. You're supposed to state whatever the fuck is in your mind, and that's your hi to a lot of people. Okay? That's what will keep the conversation very high. You know, it's just... don't slow yourself down just because someone asked you to, and someone actually said it's normal to do it. Well, it's not normal to do things that everyone does for no reason, okay? So most importantly, reasonable is normal, okay? Don't just say hi for no reason. You need one. You fucking need one. If I just jump in here, Merry bullshit for everyone. But I don't know the reason. Okay, I'm not a part of their society. And they have to test that. They have to figure it out. That I don't see a reason. Alright? Because when you say something, you have to also demand a consequence of that thing. Unless you just play with your fucking balls right now. You masturbate on public domain. It's the stupidest thing. I have all the reasons to be deep, okay? To drop deep comments. But I'm losing reasons because I'm not getting responses that I want. I'm getting people who cut me off right now. You know, it's the funny thing, really. Is that one funny thing that keeps on giving. People are actually being disrespectful by being unreasonable. And they break my love. You know, they break my ability to actually feel normal. That's the most important thing, is feeling normal. For fuck's sake, right? When you're reasonable, you feel normal. which is what makes it quite true, you know. But in order to be reasonable, you also not have to evolve your feelings, you also have to evolve your mindset, right? So you have to evolve both of those wild cards before you can start being normal finally. You know, wild cards. So the most important thing that happened to me is opening my heart, basically. That's what immediately started making or normalizing me. Normalizing, right? What normalization is, in programming terms, you can pick up a vector and normalize it. Means that you have a perfect speed for the vector, right? Or at least you have a definition of a direction which you have, but not necessarily the speed. The speed is applicable. The speed is something you can define now, based on reason. You pick up your direction in life, you ask yourself, is this good enough for today? And you apply certain type of speed or certain type of investment, pretty much, to boost the speed in general. So here you go. In other words, again, this is a unit of direction, and then you multiply by speed, and that's how you do it. That's how you learn vectors, boys. But here we go. It's a wonderful video so far, so let's declare hour 1 completed. There's a lot of history here as well, by any means. There's a lot of points that have been made. And the very, very beginning of this madness is when I touched MatPat for saying I am building a better YouTube, and I'm like, that's the most offensive thing someone can say, but okay. Okay, for me personally, the most offensive thing, because I want to be in a better YouTube. I want to open the cupboard, as I've said previously, and actually find some viewers and subscribers for myself. You know, I'm just asking for 100 or something. You know, I'm not asking for much. 100 just to feel normal, I guess. No, but it's true. Just to feel that YouTube is normal. You know, one thing that will normalize YouTube. So you can see now, however, with a unit vector, you still have to have a fucking unit. You cannot have a half or a fucking quarter of this fucking unit. You have to have a full unit to be able to start investing. You have to have a full understanding of YouTube experience to start investing into it more. Everyone should be able to request 100 subscribers, 100 people eyeballs to invest and investigate your channel, watch you and interact with you and all that shit. Everyone should be able to press that button right now in order to become truly integrated into the YouTube experience, right? Press a button, get 100 subscribbles. And maybe at some point in my history, basically, maybe in the course of 2 years, I will be able to give people this button by any means. Because I'm YouTube CEO, you know. I will bring the most important tool on the table and giving 100 subscribbles to anyone who asks. Fucking easiest thing ever, right? Well, not easy, actually. For me, making it manual, it's fucking stupid. But YouTube can always figure out how to do it properly. But maybe they need my help. Maybe they need me to start the Spark first, and they will finish the Spark, and that's what will make me popular in the first place, because I'm holding something powerful and valuable. Why not? Okay, why not? I'll let it slide for now. I'm not going to be bothered too much for now. I'm just giving it a star and we're gonna move on forward. So, we are gonna be reviewing the entire history, but the way we have to review the history and everything, we have to circle jerk on everything, and we have to lick it basically as the coldest material on Earth. It's very difficult to actually understand the purpose of what happened. I try to look at the things that I've actually done, look back into my history, and it's the coldest thing. It's unbelievable how cold past really is. Unbelievable. And trying to actually bring up the past, it has to happen naturally. Because, whatever brings itself back up, it's no longer cold. That's where what the cold is actually even defined as is unnecessary. That's what it is. Unnecessary. So whenever you feel, this is the most amazing thing, by the way, whenever you feel that you're not getting something in life, it's probably just cold. Okay? And I have to remove probably because I don't have time for that shit. It is just cold. Okay? Just warm it up and it will come to you. It's the weirdest shit that can actually happen. Things will come to you. You just need to warm them up and set them ready for the party. Invite them to your fucking party. Alright. This is unbelievable, actually. This is unbelievable. Whenever you feel that you're not getting something in life, in other words, if you want something, let it come to you. Just invite it. Very simple. Very simple principle for me personally, okay? Because if I really, really want something, that means I'm super smart about it. And I can just start inviting more and more people. So I'm inviting people to my Discord. Maybe it's not exactly exciting to you personally, but I find it to be very exciting. If you're feeling very edgy, you might be able to hook me into the chat area, okay? Where we can talk in voice chat. Cool, right? And you can even demand that I show my face there. Face reveal, amazing, isn't it? But that's very expensive stuff for me personally. And you have to be brave, but if you're feeling edgy, meaning that you're inadequately brave to do anything crazy, that's another thing that could bring you back to speed and invite you. I don't know. Whatever you feel like, let me know. So, I started the year with YouTube Battle Royale. This is something that has been sitting in my mind for a long time. And it's a long series spanning out all the way into April and further than that. It's also where the corona bullshit started as well. So I want... Also, don't do suicide thingy. That is pretty fun, isn't it? That is pretty fun. Don't do suicide. I know life out there is gonna be pretty tough. Ain't nobody got boyfriends anymore. Sometimes it can be pretty tough. Obviously, now that we nailed it, now that we know what is normal, they will know not gonna have a normal life. Celebrities not gonna have a normal life no matter how much they try. There's just no escape from that. Just like there is no unsubscribe button on my channel. It's the same thing, okay? If you found me, you already failed, basically, life. You failed it. You just have to stick around, because it's the best thing ever. Most of the time I found you, not the other way around. I'm writing comments, if anything. I am walking around from maybe Discord channel to Discord channel. Who knows what I'm doing right now as you watch the video, but, you know, it is what it is. So, what else do we have? So why did I felt the need, besides this video, because I just explained what it is, why did I felt the need to create YouTube Battle Royale? Well, YouTube Battle Royale was my initiation to building the understanding of influence and starting to accumulate influence in general. That's what it was. And it's its own little setback, you know. Was my attempt into forcing myself to learn influence. I forced myself because I made it entertaining to myself first, and I felt like it was possible to make a video out of it. No big deal. And I'm really glad that I'm still capable of recording stuff. I wonder if this is still a plugged-in thing. USB thingy, right? Because I don't have any other microphones, I'm just saying. I'm a little bit paranoid about this stuff. Because if it breaks my videos, I don't even double check most of the time. I just let it go, let it slide. If something is broken, it's impossible for me to fix it. Because I don't double check. And there is no double checking. You know, if you walk on the street, do you ask yourself to edit the walk so it's faster? What does that even mean? When you're making YouTube videos, normally, when you're the most normal person ever, it is just a cakewalk. It's just street walk. It's just a normal thing to go outside and walk. That's what it is. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm inventing. Congratulations. You have found something that's actually valuable. It's very hard to find those things. So I do congratulate you. You know, it's Christmas time, bitch, for me. Not for you. Definitely not for you. But it is what it is. So, I think round 8 is where I started finishing and wrapping up my deal, so it was just, for me it was a phase, an initiation of a lot of things. It is very difficult to actually explain what it was. Also, I dedicated 1 month for Minecraft, but it's a meh. It's a meh. Dedicated, meaning that I have... Also, this was the you asked for it video. This was the notorious 1 minute video where people put up black squares in their Instagram. Black Lives Movement, Black Lives Matter movement. It's completely unnecessary, I would say. You have to be a little bit more helpful. If you need to make a movement, it's mostly because you want to feel helpful, not that you're actually trying to be helpful anymore. You just want to feel helpful, you know? Being a part of a movement is more about emotional satisfaction than actual help. it's completely unnecessary. If you want something to be better in life, you do it. You fucking do it. And you will be influential enough to actually inspire other people to do it at the same time. Definitely. In a definite way. You don't have to be a part of the movement to just be a little fishy in the waters and pretend to make a difference. You don't make a difference. You're terrible at being a part of a movement. As a human being, we are terrible at contributing when there's tons and tons of different people. They feel that they have connected themselves through a cause of some kind, but that's just again, to just fill up your emptiness, fill up your terrible feelings, and find satisfaction somewhere. It's not gonna work very well. The YouTube Battle Royale final episode. Want to comment? Discord. Yeah. It's a thing. It doesn't explain itself very well. I would have to watch at least a portion of what YouTube Battle Royale actually looks like from the inside. So we actually gonna give ourselves a few views and do it. Yeah, so from the very beginning I was starting to cover everything that I found and giving them the influence levels. Very simple stuff. The Leah's life, or updates I would say, or everything she did in general. I think that's Jake Paul's girlfriend. Not actually Jake Paul, then I actually looked at Monica too. And actually exposed Monica in this video. Crazy, right? Did I really? Maybe one picture? Maybe I'm just making shit up then. Did I play Hearthstone? I looked at Toast too. So we can look at the list as well. We can look at how everything evolved. Emma Stone? Why did I need that shit? So we have this guy's Toast, Monica, Keemstar, Brie Larson that kind of replaced one of the people. Kimmy, this is YouTube Rewind. This is very old school. We can actually even tap into it. This is all the way here, I think. No, there's no way this is all the way here. No way. YouTube Rewind is actually its own thing. Alright. That's fantastic. Round 8. This is where I declared the teams. This is where I organized everything so we can actually see the points from here instead, and we don't have to tap into... See, like, Discord is just so much better for everything. For every single reason you can ever imagine, Discord is so much better. To recap my rewind. Very good. Help Minecraft for a month. I keep trying to help. Pretending to help. But end up playing Hearthstone instead. Yikes. Hearthstone Police is something I build. Then Special Battles. And this was the moment I discovered Taylor Swift to be suitable for my team. And then literally the next thing that happens, Creeper's Forge is back. That is weird, isn't it? What is wrong with you, Taylor? You fucking asshole. Let's play Minecraft, but I have crippling depression. Oh, wow, that's the fun episode. Because I was really deeply investigating Minecraft this whole time. And figuring out what it means to me. Everything about it. So there's special basically parts, right? We have YouTube Royale, MC month. So we're gonna be building a map of what has been happening. So the very first influences that I picked for the round 1, small ones, but they could still be big enough to actually survive through. And we need to double check where Toast is. Top Toast. He's in 105th place, so he couldn't quite make it. He had to reinvent himself with Among Us, but he's still there. 105th place is still something, you know. Disgusting. Disgusting Toast, that's what it is. Not exactly something that will survive, basically. But that is something interesting for a question. Which people are future-proof? Which of these people are future-proof for 2021? At least for 2021. So I want that goddamn list. So Ariana is I don't know. I don't know if she's future-proof. I can say it's gonna be down. Not point down, but an arrow down. For me, it's a thumbs up, by any means, obviously. Selena Gomez, I'll give her a thumbs up. I like her enough to give her a thumbs up. Her music is not that terrible, as Ariana is. Terrible, very terrible, actually. Taylor Swift has to perform, just by pure brute force. But you can treat this as, like, a resting phase, you know, like, she has been the most influential, but she will be burnt to the crisp at this point, because of this new mechanic, because she will have to contribute, because you probably will not be able to recover anymore. I burnt her out, even though that's not possible. She's a sweet person, right? How can you burn a sweet person? Well, I fucking did it. Okay, I put her on a spotlight. Definitely Rebecca Black. I still give her tons of credit for being active on the internet. There's no other way to say it. Courtney Miller's gonna go up. This is something that is doomed to go down, the H2O group. But who knows? We can't be certain about this. We can't be certain that I will not just click on another H2O season that has nothing to do with the last mermaids, but I will care about the new mermaids now all of a sudden. Just for funsies, you know. Maybe I will not get sucked in. Hopefully I don't get sucked in. But it is what it is. I hope Justin Bieber goes down. I'm scared. I actually don't think he will go down that easily. But he will go down, okay? Trust me. Monica is a thumbs up. I'm impressed. Someone who does not interact with me, someone who does not even know who I am in any way, potentially anymore, except for her own history. Who knows how cold that is? But I was capable of making a huge dent in her life. It's my crush. I had to do it, so I had to crush into her and not myself, not to crash myself. You either crush or crash. So I managed to do the good thing of crushing. All right. Don't crash. Crush your crush. Okay. Don't be a fucking loser. Make small, sizable moves until you get there, basically. So, yeah, we just confirming which YouTubers actually, or which personalities that influenced me, are capable of succeeding next year too. Which means you still have to get to know them. You know, you still have to know what influenced me. Potentially will be very similar to your list as well, based on the reasons that I put him here, right? Because then you can, within yourself, search for the same reasons. So my crush is actually quite high. You know, my first crush, and she doesn't go away. Maybe she gets even stronger as time goes on. It's hard to predict, but it's easy to predict that she's gonna be fine. Down. Very down. But I don't wanna, no. I'll thumbs down this one. Now, while H2O is going down, and it has its own way out, Ricky, the crew member, is definitely going down. I'm not sure if we have to double check her work, but she does not exist on YouTube by any means, so it will be difficult to actually bring her back up. We're gonna be burning this face quite often, basically. Alright, that's what you can expect. So there's gonna be 3 emojis we're gonna be using. People who are going down, people who we have to burn despite them being able to defend themselves or not. I thought Influence Map is not gonna be doing that ever, right? If you have earned influence, there's no going back down. But the closer you get to the sun, the hotter it gets, and the rules get awkward. And people who have made it this far, but they become the living barriers for everyone else to make it. I think essentially those barriers get destroyed, and the points do in fact move to other hands, despite me feeling that destroying someone's career like that is a bitch move, okay? But they can always rebuild it, they can always prove me wrong, they can always rebuild my confidence. There's always ways out, no big deal. Lindsay is probably not gonna make it, actually. I don't have confidence in her at all. So we're gonna put her down. Camila, fine. Okay, she's probably fine, just like Sabrina is fine. Katy Perry is definitely fine. Shane is fine. Smosh entire operation is totally fine. YouTube Rewind is my little thingy. So, it's special. Alright, who knows what this even is? Alright. it might turn into something else. She will always go down. Okay, Nicki Minaj is always gonna go down. No matter how hard I can try and save her. Same goes for iJustine. She kind of has to go up. Tiffany's really fine. AVGN is fine. Keanu Reeves is okay. I will want to see him down. In actuality. I don't know about Belle Delphine. I want to see her succeed. And there's probably no actual way to dodge this, so it's fine. We don't have to invent a new emoji for this. Now, this is my classmate. And every one of the people who are outside of YouTube range or internet range, but not quite, you can still actually find her. And I think there's no escape. I'm just kind of fine with how she is. I'm just like, no. She can crush me anytime she wants, basically. I should be careful. Okay? So, I'll keep her in fine range. There's probably supposed to be like a stalemate situation emoji. But I can't put it on girls, I don't think. Because you never know, you know. Girls always fucking destroy the shit out of me. Onision is fine. Brooklyn and Bailey is definitely fine. Yes, I jumped. TikTok is fucking fantastic, okay? Fantastic. I just don't know what it is. So I'll put a star, meaning that it potentially turns into something else. Maybe Sparkles is a little bit better, right? It's so good that it can actually split into something else. Or create a new star, a new little thingy on my list. TikTok is just basically bleeding, just like YouTube Rewind is bleeding new people into the list. So that's pretty good, but it's also very important to actually have these groups kind of attached to something. It's very helpful. Sniper Wolf is definitely fine. Nikki Limo is okay. We can do okay by up, I guess. We can do okay. I like point up a little bit more, but it's fine doing this. So, I want Fiery to be okay. I don't want her to do too much. I don't expect her to do too much or be interesting in any way. Are there okay people on the list? Because just being okay is like, how are you gonna get points? You're most of the time gonna be losing to all this competition. But being okay means that you can actually fight the competition back. Maybe iJustine is in fact okay. And I'll give her the credit for doing fine so far. So those are the changes. Porn is always gonna be okay. Don't worry, guys. There's absolutely nothing I can do, okay, to remove porn from this list. And it's also a good indication of what barrier women's supposed to break. Everything below porn, and if you're a woman below porn, you're lame. You have no actual intrinsic value besides being pretty. Which is interesting, right? Kimmy's gonna do fine. Very fine. Chrissy's gonna go... No, she's fine. No. Nah. It's a tough one, but I'll give her a good approval rating. Clark, I don't know, okay? Leave me alone, Dragon Princess. Leave me alone. Okay. Ozzy is in Monica's team, and she's doing just as good as Monica is, so I'll just give it up. Give it up. Victoria's just gonna go up. She's kind of drained out. Poppy is thumbs up, I believe. There's no escape from Poppy, from her career that she did in general, but other than that, it's lame. Okay. Her future seems to be lame. I hope she turns it around. Alright, everything else down. Because this is H2O related. Down, down, down. We have... I'll bring her up, but I will not give her up. She has to figure that shit herself. That's, again, the Discord Princess. Say hi to Discord Princess. Let's say hi to her by, changing her nickname to 39. Alright. I just 69 on her behalf. Hailey's probably gonna do okay. I want her to do good. I think she should be doing good. And she's doing a lot of movie things. Maybe we can give it up. I actually think Cam is gonna go down. Jeanette, her actual name. Jeanette McCurdy. What a weird name. Ben Brode is gonna go up, and Hearthstone is gonna go up, and there's no escape, okay? Dr. Seven is forever. The dude. Hearthstone stands for everyone. Connecting into Hearthstone universe, but no one person is good enough for that job. No one person can actually make it here. So keep that in mind. Relmore is gonna be doing just fine, but I will no. What Grelmar stands for is very interesting. I put her as like an internet mystery, or as a what is it? Anything related to Hytale or Discord. Other centers of Discord, because she kind of represents Antwenum. Because I hate Antwenum, I would rather just have Grelmore. Instead, if she comes back to the internet, she takes the cake pretty much. Ivy's gonna go up. Maybe not gonna crush my face anymore. Ivy's again one of my schoolmates, so you get the idea. PewDiePie has a very good rating. No big deal at all. Alan has a good rating. Emma Watson has a good rating, of all things. GL South has an up rating. Maybe I'm missing something, so we actually gonna check a YouTube channel right now. Alright, so the Southern, the Lauren Southern, is she doing fine? Yeah, but it's not doing like amazing, okay? She doesn't have that much reach. Sage is doing okay. The Horn Giant, basically, for me. My favorite. Todd Howard. I actually want to check this one out, too. Every now and then. It's always gonna go up, simply because, you know why it went up. The only question is, will I play more Skyrim or not? Lana is gonna go up. I want Sweet down. Not sure if that's a good deal. Now, again, another schoolmate. Is there one more schoolmate? No. Is Scott Pilgrim still gonna haunt me? No. But my prediction can be very wrong, so I probably just have to put it up. Vanessa Hutchins should go down by now. God damn it, dude. Alright, we have 6 more. Because we're talking about just fucking women right now. Or at least 6 of them. I had to go really quickly through that. Is Minecraft gonna go up? Absolutely. It's just not gonna go up fast. And Notch might not get much credit, that means. Up, 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 up. Just some Instagram girl. Paul Watson is doing okay. Okay, maybe... No, it's still gonna go up. It's just... How are you prepared for the next year? And it's, I will still not give too much credit. Zed is up. Still has momentum, pretty much. If you're a music artist, momentum is everything. You don't care if you release anything. It's all about the momentum. Maybe you're gonna be rediscovered or something. John is very much ready for the next year, I bet. And Penn and Teller can go down, actually. Because we probably won't see them on the list anymore. We have 60 people locked in, and those who have arrows can actually fall through. If they have negative arrows down here, they can fall through. So, here people might be safe for the next year still. Right? But this is kind of the line here. If you go down, you go down. So it's gonna be very interesting to see who actually made it through. That's the entire list, honestly. Now, I want to look, let's say, top 200 to 15,000, yes. The entire list, basically. The absolute entirety of the list. Starting from 200. What's that? Ashley. ABBX. Most of them are random, so I just have to say it to myself. This is where Shu is, but Shu gets a lot of credit right now. Hillary, Cloy, Andre. Andre has some potential to go up. I mean, we looked at it, and it is what it is. Honestly. the girls can over-dominate this place entirely, so it's very important to actually keep it positive for people who are just regular YouTubers and not girls, because girls are not doing YouTube, and potentially I fucking failed my business as a YouTube CEO. But hey, you grab candy first. You grab whatever you can get away with, because you wanted it so badly. That's what it was this whole time, apparently. I don't know. Don't ask me. What I will need to program is a way to pretty much reset everything back to 0 and reach the top influence 2020 or something. Pretty much add another influence map. There's there's also a plan for the heat map, because if you hit a certain heat that is really high, your highest score, it might be actually important. So those are the things that I'm planning to do. But as I stack more things, it's harder and harder to save those things. I might have to, think about it first before I do it, so it's more sustainable every time a change is made. So, let's see if we can actually finish this off. Where are we on my channel? Forge is back! Everyone's unhappy. Nobody actually liked this video. That's interesting. I did the gameplay thing. I'm like, cool. And then YouTube top 1000 pops out of nowhere. But now I'm kind of being a douche. Douche CEO. That's what I'm becoming. I don't know what this is, so get lost. Unless I fucking deleted everything. Well, we accidentally gonna delete everything. While you wait. What am I fucking waiting for? God damn it. Anyways, at some point, I'm your unofficial YouTube president, basically. That's what I said. I knew this feeling, okay? But it's the weirdest thing, again, after Taylor shows up, I kind of bring back the Creeper's Forge. That is unexpected, isn't it? I made a small little change in the Creeper's Forge and kind of didn't care afterwards. It's not worth my time by any means. That took forever to delete one video. Thank God. I don't get it, man. So Spawn's revival is actually pretty important part of the timeline. Elder Scrolls versus ES Legends. ES Legends got fucking demolished, but Puzzle Quest will never be demolished. And I played all 3 games to give you guys a clue which ones matter the most, but Hearthstone definitely takes all the cakes. There's no escape for me. They just make a lot of changes. Now, Ari vs. Smosh was supposed to be kind of cool. Ari owning Smosh eventually. But now, looking back, is a little bit of a cringe moment. Maybe YouTube Top 1000 was also a little bit of a cringe moment, because I was wasting a lot of time looking through meaningless YouTube channels. YouTube channels have to present themselves to you. Again, you have to let the world present itself to you, and It's kind of how it works. That's the dynamic. There's no escape from this dynamic. So when I do cringy things like that, it's because I force some kind of idea too hard. But it's not a big deal, I guess. I should put into the description how I feel about the video a little bit more, because the feelings really help. Eventually I create this little game, and you can feel how the videos can actually stand out at some times. They do stand out. Edge of society. Identify this video. That's fun. People clicked on that. But naturally you want to identify every video ever, and for me it's a little bit even for me it's a little bit of a difficult ride. I still haven't started the MatPat roadway though. This is not where it started yet. So I have been doing some random stuff, I would say. Occlusion culling. And guess what? We figured it out. We figured it out. Once and for all. Figure out how to do ray tracing. I'm so proud of myself. Wow. What is sexuality? Click, click, because it's a different kind of video, huh? Still gonna wait fucking 2 minutes to delete a video. Or 5. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I know now how much thumbnails and descriptions matter, but in reality... Yeah, they have to matter a little bit more. I wanted to... When it was December time, for me, on my plans, it was to re-sugarcoat videos based on my impression of what it is. Maybe we can still do it. Oh, MatPat showed up. And straight up after we started making the real big videos, I would say. So September 3rd. Alright. I guess the most important top 1000 was the most important random event. And then, the MatPat marks fucking weird, but it is what it is. Rant videos. MatPat marks rant videos to be fully fledged now, because I decided it's 3 hours and it is what it is. This is something you have to watch if you haven't watched this. Skyrim for real, man. This is me playing hardcore Skyrim. Pretty important if you're actually my fan or something. Defund the police. It's just tons and tons of material. Now that I've opened up a way to think about things, I can almost pretty much pick up any topic, and I've been grinding since September 3rd. I've been grinding those videos, and I've been able to put out actually tons of videos since October and all that. So this is October, September, and November. Non-stop. And kind of keeps going like that. But September got a slight boost, I would say. Even another slight boost. What is it? that I got 1 like for a fucking thumbnail. That's kind of awkward. Which the thing happens all the time. Full of stress. I love it, man. Thumbnails is just the only art form that people care about. I care about it too. I'm not sure why cancelled is such a search keyword right now. But, you know, that's what people care about, and it's remarkable. People are just very, very low tier, I would say. They're very unimportant to me. So getting more viewers is not gonna change my life or anything. Because I'm a very interactive person. I don't want to just sit here and entertain masses of people who I don't quite sure what they want. Crown virus. At October, it's getting just so fucking annoying with Corona at this point. Because it comes back. You know, after the school started, oh, coronavirus started back up again as well. Really? Minecraft is a scam. That is a pretty fucking crazy topic, isn't it? Crazy. Because, essentially, the community of Minecraft, the blowout of Minecraft, it's all cool until you realize there's nothing to do. And, the community needs are not met very well. And I'm kind of breaking through into what I want to do with Minecraft. A lot of people have done their versions. And I'm glad. I'm way more glad about that than about Minecraft itself and where it's going. It's a little bit of a sad thing. But for me personally, even that's a little bit too far from what gaming's supposed to encompass in general. Because people constantly leave that behind. And they don't actually pick up something that... like, imagine you pick up a very important piece of Matrix just to make a game, and you just drop it down back. And it's about making an engine, making something that's very satisfying to make games with. And I think once I have my visual way of coding, an easy way to save things into files, maybe even open files easily. Everything is just super well connected in the way I want to organize things and all that shit. That would be a lot better. I would save my ass. And again, I can even write code using the system. But normally the first step that's going to be made is I will visualize this entire YouTube map one way or the other and make it more functional. Make it functional through the game section. So whenever I save, I actually use this file to save it. But I can't quite save through the... I can only save through the editor at the moment. I haven't found a way to save things yet. I know how to save things, don't worry about it. I know how to do it. It's just very weird how the first thing I get presented is an editor save. And not through in-game save. That is not how fucking Unity is supposed to work at all, but here it is. Other than that, we probably kind of reaching the end, pretty much. I will have to rework, rethink. We finally hit the amazing engine work that I am doing right now, and it is mind-blowing to me. And I also hit Curie. So it's marked in my home chat. When Curie shows up, probably start liking my videos and all that shit. So it was at October 16th. And that was it. He was also curious what I was doing with the engine, and finally it broke through. So he's the one pretty much liking the videos, I assume. That's a good relationship. It's slow at influence, but it is what it is. It's up to him to figure out, or someone else to step in and try and beat Curie or something. So here we go. Oh, 3 dislikes. Oh, that's nice. I cancelled myself by saying the word cancelled. That's not cool. I wish I knew which YouTubers you wanted me to save from cancellation. Oh no. So sad. Nah, people are just lame and uninteractive. Obviously watching 3-hour videos is impossible. And it's kind of like a delayed stream thingy where I will definitely not react to you. I will write to you. It's, you know, that's one of the things that actually Lucid complained about. When you stream, you give people the video but receive text. And that is a problem that is simply solved by upload to YouTube, loser. You know, and respond text with text. You supposed to make videos for yourself, not for the audience. And when the audience get to interact with you, you can expect it to become toxic, basically, because they're being fed something that's out of their league. You know that. So you just have to bring down the conversation to local level, and pretty much normalize it too. Again, text for text is the way to go. And the way to learn as well. The way to embrace it so that the other person actually cares. How to write messages, how to write their points, all that shit. And it's, again, if every single point is like a little tweet, I think it's very easy to read. I think it's very satisfying. I believe I was canceling YouTubers when I was already at past September thingy. But did I make points about him? So, what I said first of all is YouTube is like super full, and some people will have to back off so I can give floor to some other people. Now, I put them into X Factor list, and if we read X Factor, they're all still here. There's still Leah, Tana. Tana's a little bit annoying, because she's kind of juicy, you know, but her juice, that's all there is. And the others, basically. Yeah. Only makes up for 80 points right now, so they can always feed into the X Factor blow it up, make it relevant. The only problem with X Factor is I actually have to ping it. I can't actually escape. I think I can now remove the requirement. I can try and see what happens. But there's a few teams that I would have to push away. So I don't quite like it, actually. I don't quite like it. Again, there's so many things that I want to do with the system, essentially. There's so many things I want to do with my engine. There's a lot of just, I will keep myself busy. There's no way I will come down on some kind of level of monotony or something that I'm not progressing properly. Because the most important part is progress, I think. The most notable factor in one's life is progression. Being able to set up life in general to mean a lot and to record how much you get and why you question all those things. Now, it sounds like a very weird amount of responsibility too, and that's what denormalizes me, actually. But I'm only getting denormalized simply because there is no actual set normal. I haven't found people setting up normals, generally. So I wasn't at least challenged. I can imagine that there are people who can sort of do similarly what I'm doing, or at least challenge my belief on on what is normal. But I haven't bumped into that. The most influential part of my life could be someone else setting up normal. The definition of what normal is. But yeah. There's always a lot of changes that you can achieve in various ways. And that's not going to redefine what normal it is to me. It's just going to be a tiny little change. But when I get a vector difference, right? So for me, all of a sudden, normal was here, and I'm kind of slowly tipping towards the normal. If I'm kind of a little bit out of range, maybe even this should be calculated of how normal I am. Maybe it's actually even possible to do that. Maybe it's actually one of those factors that I want to know. But for example, I think the normal thing is the ability to always be on the rise. That's one of the most amazing normal factors. Right, we have a few factors here mapped out. I just didn't set it's a map. And I'm already playing this sort of programming game all over. So Discord also happens to be the victim of my programming. Where everything has to be very fucking clean and organized. I love this shit, man. So, what is this? Most notable normal factor is, God damn it. Why did it slipped? Why did it slipped? Again, getting the as close as possible, but I slipped the factor. Oh no, my brain freeze. Yeah, I'm just a little bit tired. I'm also happy that Taylor finally shows up in my dreams with Fork in a Road as a concept. Which is weird because it's Ari's card. Ari's card is choice. I gave her the card of choice. I didn't want it to give too many cards, so I just give it to the most notable people. Or whenever I feel emotional, I just create a card. So I gave her the choice of the card of choice, and Taylor the card of Phoenix. But this Fork in the Road is just so fucking weird. The way it was presented to me, it was like this, and I don't think it was fork actually, but it was like this, where there's the K turns into 3 fucking arrows or something, just a little bit longer than the other letters. It looked so fucking cute. And it's all my dream, right? So I'm almost like watching a fucking movie or something, and then Taylor is reenacting something. On the ground, on the floor, sad. Being sad and stuff, that's what she's doing best, you know? The master of sad stuff. And also it was kind of horror related, but it was like, no, it was like old school horror. So it's just, there's an old man narrating or something. Very important facts in life, or it's just, that's the horror, usually. Fucking crazy. Because those people who lived through darkness, like they have real stories up in there. Those are the people to fear, I would say. Those are the people to fear and wait if they ever wanted to fucking tell their stories in the first place. Because I'll wait, If you want to tell your story, you'll have to pay for it. You're getting a pension, you're getting free funds from the government. Get a life. You have to pay to tell your story. Lol. I know, it's pretty cool, right? But, no, I don't care about old people. They have to pay to tell their story. Especially when, they're on the brink of death anyways, and I never know how much I will influence them to die, pretty much, and to relieve themselves of life, as painful as it can be at some point. Who knows what that is? I have never... It's another thing I'm virgin about, okay? Old people. You would think I fucking figured out because in UK I had an old person kind of watching over me a little bit. And, yeah. I still don't know, because that was just one person. Just like I can crush to one girl and be like, oh. But now I'm kind of realizing that the world of women and how expansive it can get and how deep it can get. There's so many things that I'm doing in my life. This year has made a huge difference to me. Like, a tremendously big difference to me. Holy shit. Okay? 2020 made an incredible and positive difference. So, whereas, 2019 was a little bit of meh, I was still discovering Discord and all that shit. I was trying to make it work. I was trying to make things work. My life was in a fucking... my life looked like a disaster in a way. But essentially, lucky things happened to the point where it wasn't that bad anymore. But it was still a weird thing. It was uncertainty that I was dealing with in my life. Of whether I will live or lose. That's the uncertainty. Whether I'm going to get a job or just going to keep seeking for a job, and it's going to get harder and harder every day. because it's just that painful to try and keep up, to try and be paid for silly effort of seeking jobs. Fucking weird. At some point you just dry the swamp and just go for meetings and not much else. But it is pain in the ass, I would say. You know, at some point you can normalize things, but I can't normalize things. I care too much. I want to put enough work so I'm satisfied, you know, and I want to be accepted as a person. Every single time I get a rejection, it just sets me back so much, because it's a failure that I can't accept. You know, I have to reject a rejection. It's just a normal thing to do. It's completely normal to reject rejection. I almost rejected the word into bad grammar, but hey, that's just what we have right now. So probably I'll go to sleep, think about what we can do for hour number 3. There's no celebration of, 2. Yeah, I'm very, very tired. And I've kind of done my homework pretty much. It's so nice to just do work, right? On the spot. Because it tells me a fucking journey. And I don't have to define everything. I get an overall road of where things are going. And yeah, we'll see some sad stuff here. 5 people have to get the fuck out of here. 5 of them have to close this gap. But most importantly, I actually don't care about neither of these people. The most amazing and interesting thing to do, and I've mentioned this before, but if there's anything interesting that can happen, it's going to be new. Okay, so there has to be an underdog who crushes through the competition and proves change will be made, and will make a dent in my perception of influence, and that means everyone else can potentially be a little bit shook by the new competition. That's what it is. And now, more than ever before, the total score is kind of interesting as well. Potentially useful. Cool. Very cool. There's so many manual things you can do when you have a visual. Drag and drop interface. You can just kind of create manual things that kind of work. Because you can create like 60 lines, 60 links into one place, and not really worry about it. Even though you would like need to, I need to link this thing in and this thing out. So if this would be a text file, I have to find and unlink a word and then link something else. Where if it's visual presentation, I can probably even organize all the links. I can do crazy things. I can link. Because I'll have a lot of tools and toolkits on my sidebars. So just grab a tool, bam. But here, when I'm doing the coding here, I have to have it in my fucking brain all the time. And there's no visual presentation. And I always have to juggle with words and shit. That is the stupidest thing. Words are fucking dumb in the first place. And they're just kind of neatly in their own lines. but they're not neatly in their own space, and they're not presenting me anything. Once you have visual presentation of programming, first of all, things are gonna get scary, okay? And they will look weird. Weirdly realistic, but also weirdly inviting a new form of gameplay as well. Because anytime a coding can be improved, so do the games improve significantly, the way you make those games. But for me, it's just a cookie clicker, dude. It's just clicking the G, okay, and giving myself points. That's the cookie clicker that I care about. It has to be very entertaining to me. So that's the game that I'm excited about. I don't know about you. So I'm not sure, you know, when it comes to my engine, I don't know what I'll be doing it with. What I'll be doing with it. I don't think I will be recreating Spawned as you might thought it was intended to recreate Minecraft or something. I'll just play with it. You know, I'm just one human being playing with toys. Still, nothing changes. You still play non-stop unless life presents different toys. But the play never fucking ends. It's just life is a game. Prove me wrong. The only thing that can happen is a threat of taking away your play. But then you're gonna put play elsewhere in some kind of dream world state. You can never be taken back, right? And yeah, you're always gonna have an emergency play. An emergency way to entertain yourself. This is the weirdest point ever. What is this? How dare you, you know? Play. The most important word in the dictionary, apparently. Doesn't even start with T or S or something. Okay? I can't give it to you. Although it is like that, though, isn't it? Maybe we can sell number 7 by PL. What about that? Playler. Disgusting. That doesn't sound like anything. No, I give up. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Maybe come back with something else. Because we kind of overview, it's very simple. Everything is very simple, I'm pretty sure. And the only thing that's not simple, that has been again a mistake that I'm fixing over time. But again, some creators got drained to the zero, to goddamn zero, nothing basically. Nigahiga got drained. Jax Films got drained. H3H3 got drained. Shane Dawson kind of got drained, but he's now cancelled anyways. And MatPat got drained, and then Mr. Beast. So there's some creators who got hit hard and couldn't quite make it, you know, on the map. That's always going to be a question of what happens to them. Will they ever make it? Will Jax Films ever make it? I think he was on the map. Right there. He's at 15, 515. That's cool. But that's the spot. I mean, if you are a leader, you should have been able to make it by now. No big deal. PewDiePie made it. Okay, Mr. Beast is kind of climbing back up. MatPat is also doing a lot of work. Everyone else, I'm kind of giving up on that. If you're I mean, you can do it. You can do it. You can break this bullshit that I'm stuck with right now. Alright, that's it. So yeah, what I think was one of the very interesting events is the question of how many days is Ari still gonna be on the top until the time actually comes when she's not. And, well, the secondary question is if Tails actually brings herself up to the top just because it's her year to do it. And she's kind of close enough after all, not gonna lie. That's just 2800 to beat. She is on the higher top, as you can tell. That's like a 1200 gap. Cool. If I have an opportunity at some point, I will create like a stock market minigame where I'm just gonna invest into these people and see how correct I am versus just an overall growth maybe, or overall failure even. No, but overall growth is, you know, it's gonna reflect up and down at the same time. So, that's cool. If I can predict carefully and get a maximum, what is like the maximum possible investment maybe that I could have made, and then reflect on that by looking at stats. Like, there's so much to do, but this minigame would be so cool. But at the same time, it's like I'm investing my own time, so it's not really that cool. It's not like it's an automated game. But it is something like a end of the year review of what happened to everything. That would be interesting to look at and compare with this list specifically. Alright, I'm back on track, and I do have something on the loop. Making a family, is it normal? Well, making a family is an attempt to become normal. You couldn't quite do it, so you're making an attempt. Here's how it looks like. This is the circle of absolute normal. I'm potentially somewhere here. Or here, traveling into the... What society feeds from every direction to be normal. Alright? That's what you have to understand. And most families are somewhere on the edge to become normal, but what they're trying to do is like, okay, I'm a woman, and I'm a man. Let's join forces and find what normal is together. You know, by making this move, they are risking to become normal, actually. Congratulations. By making a child, they add into the equation of people who might actually become normal one day. You know, and the entire family will normalize, but they actually shrink in size. Or there's also an additional risk that the child is going to just rogue away from parents to become normal. Oh my god. Normal is such a crazy concept right now. But normally this is a society-based thing where norms are established and people just kind of being grabbed in. It's like, well, you're normal. You don't have to quite necessarily try anything, you're gonna be basically grounded by gravity, just like Keanu Reeves says. But it's actually real, okay? It's actually real. Gravity is real. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to be around. Okay, you just have to be somewhat normal. And I wouldn't say these people are edgy, but they're kind of edgy because, like, you're creating a family. That means you literally don't give a fuck about anyone else. You're making a baby. You don't give a fuck about anyone else, and that is just very rude. I would say. You know, you actually extending your future so much. You know, in the way that your heart can handle, not necessarily that you can actually handle. Like, you're not gonna live longer just because you have a fucking child, okay? That's not gonna extend your life, alright? Caring about other people might actually extend your life. That's crazy. But not having a child. Having a child might actually shrink your life. It's just an investment into your life. It's not exactly anything that you can propagandize when you look at the fucking evidence. It's just ridiculous, right? So you might want to add a little bit of stars and sprinkles in your life. That's cool, but you gotta sacrifice a portion of it, because you're sacrificing resources to make life more reasonable to you to live. But that's what these people do. They run around with their propaganda bullshit that you are not capable of doing when everything is reasonable and everything is normal. Normal is best defined as cheap and affordable. That's like the easiest way to understand. Like, that's why you can't afford fame and why it's not normal. Okay, we go back down to the dollar mentality, to the influence level mentality, which I also calculate in dollars. There's no escape. Absolutely no escape. If you can give it to a homeless person, it's normal. Alright? That's how easy it is to normalize, is whether a homeless person can afford it. That's your fucking question right there. Can it afford? Definitely cannot afford having a child. Definitely cannot afford just having random relationships. But having a friend, absolutely affordable. Okay? As long as that friend does not have to sacrifice to become homeless. You know? As long as you can have different views and different sets of resources and not get into a conflict with each other. That's affordable. Alright? It's the rules that we keep that makes things affordable, but here you go. It's about the homeless person. I still have a home, but I'm kind of homeless. I'm just sitting in my mom's basement, okay? But in a way, I would have to find a better place for myself if I am gravitated by the society, by the new norms. They will find me a better place. This is why I'm not kind of normalized, because I'm not a part of society of any kind. By the moment I reach normality, everything has to kind of look normal as well to everyone else and kind of disappear, into nothingness. But while I'm resisting the gravity, I'm actually resisting the gravity. If you ever thought that's a crazy idea, it's actually about resisting the gravity most of the time. Most of the time, people make moves and they expand themselves to resist the gravity of what it means to be normal. Because you would say like Jesus Christ is like the most normal person in this situation or something. At the same time, you could think like, oh, there's so many people here and you can squeeze through and grab the normal. But normal is not something you grab. Normal is something you become. And if you become too normal, you become less of an individual and have less abilities to actually stand up for yourself. So while you're fighting against gravity, that's kind of what gives you the everything. Okay, all the power. All the ability to use resources properly, because you have done something that's not quite affordable to everyone. You didn't normalize completely. You didn't surrender to the idea that everyone should be able to do what you're doing. And you never should actually do it. Right? So the question is like, is it even worth anything to become super normal? What the fuck does that mean? You can probably fake that. Just like at some point, most of the time, fame is kind of fake. It's just, you know, we take out the K and we add M. And it's okay, it's fame, guys, don't worry about it. These people are in fact very talented and important in your life. It's all fake, but it's about you contributing, alright, to this whole thing. The me, you have to contribute the M yourself, kind of. Anyway, so yeah, is it worth being super normal and not resisting normality at all? Then you would actually kind of treat everything as normal and everything as almost like your at your ownership, I would say, as if you own everything, but at the same time you own nothing. It's a very tough thing, because you have to first secure your future to be able to do that. You know, you actually, by being here, you're just buying up your future. That's just kind of what you're doing. But when you stand here, you're actually selling off your future at this point. So you have to find that perfect spot where you're buying up your future until it's bought, and then you can actually normalize quite fine, right? You can feel like you have nothing, but everything is under control, and that's why you pretend. That's what it means to fake normality, is you're secure, you have all the resources, but the gravity is very expensive to actually try and break, right? Every time you wake up, you break the gravity, you try not to be normal. So for me, in my case, I'm doing a lot of weird things, but there's also ability to fake it and distribute it to everyone and pretend that it's the greatest thing. In a way, it is kind of, and you kind of have to disappear that at the same time after you promote things that you created. But the way that you have to promote those things is that it's completely normal, you know? That's exactly what's kind of starting to happen a little bit. So I'll just keep in mind that this map kind of exists, and I'm kind of trapped. Yeah, it is a weird system, right? Weird system. It's almost like, oh, are we gonna do this? We're gonna put Sun in the middle, then Earth, then Mars. Is Mars further away? Then Venus. Oh, that's me right there. Damn. So then, look at that. We just need to change Mars into Nars. That's all we have to do. And then we can sell it to PewDiePie instead. Fuck our solar system. Okay? I don't need that concept in my life right now. So it's this time of year again. No, not Christmas. No, okay? Also, you don't know Lithuanian, so it's December. But, it is not Christmas. It's the time of year when I have nothing better to do but watch 3-hour videos back to back, okay? Actually, I will be skipping a lot, because I hate when people are angry or people are too greedy for attention. I don't know what you're trying to do, just give me the principles, dude, I'll figure it out, the rest. You can't just make 3-hour videos like that. You gotta make them in terms of self-improvement. right? Because you can add more and more content into videos by removing your face and adding actual content. You know, like, it gets very, very annoying when speakers are just add their face. Okay. You would think this guy doesn't add his face, but he constantly fucking angers himself, points the camera at himself, has just graphics that are kind of okay, just like I do. Okay, it's just my level, dude. My level is my level right there. And then there is a movie. I was also waiting for Peter Joseph to show up. He's kind of talking about, or he came out talking, or creating Zeitgeist. So he finally wrapped up his newest movie, which let's see if it's gonna perpetuate him into becoming a movie star. Haha. Weirdly enough, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not sure what kind of things else he was talking about this year. Doesn't seem to show his face now, which is how you click on the videos. But see, that's another lame thing. Like, we need things to identify themselves, right? That's kind of maybe what thumbnails can be used for, but normally someone has to do it. Someone actually has to organize things and put it into your mouth, cook it, harvest potatoes. YouTube CEO gonna do it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I can give you guys an idea of how it's done. I can basically educate you how to use YouTube and how to treat YouTube. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't actually do it on every video ever, right? On every person ever. I can't actually do it. It slips through my hands and make me feel numb because I already checked their channel and I know what you're doing, but I don't want to invest too much time. Because the question is always, are you a little bit too popular right now, maybe? And a little bit less interactive than I would hope to test my wisdom somewhere, somehow. If I can't do it, it's gonna get boring very fast. Anyways. I mean, he has some clips, I guess, talking about something somewhere. But I guess he's gonna go all in on the movie this year. Nope. What's that? Some interview. Snippets. That's even worse. Come on, man.
Howdy, howdy.
Snip around an interview. Thanks. Very nice. Now I have to do this. Let's see how many Peters we have in there. So it's just 3 clips. See, this shit I hate, man. It's what I hate. But I guess it's okay now. But what is the full thing? So lame. Anyways, so I'm gonna be watching some of these dudes that can possibly make it on the list. Unless it's a miracle on a Christmas Eve, am I right? Unless we have a little miracle thingy, maybe they will make it on the list that way. Because the heat is pretty decent. I'm trying to... This is the base heat right now. I'm still trying to optimize it so it's a little bit more at the very beginning. It depletes a little bit less over time. And there's just more opportunities to actually accumulate heat with. But right now, like, again, if I don't have YouTube feed and I only get trash, and I look through trash and I'm like, okay, I don't like this. And I don't like unsubscribing either, even though most of this stuff is trash. And potentially, maybe, there's a lot of dead channels. I don't know what's going on. This is in one day what people upload for my subscription. This looks good, but it doesn't look good to me, actually. But maybe I'll pretend it's good. I have 200, 300 subscriptions. 220, let's say that. 220. So in one day, to receive 20, 30, 33 videos sounds kind of normal. So that's one video for every 8 subscriptions or something. Let's calculate that. 35, let's say, is the norm, and we get one video for every 6 subscriptions that you make. So people are trying to upload weekly, pretty much. That's what you can expect. Or some people will do extra. Yeah, it's too hard to tell what the fluctuation is. I just picked a round number. Anyways, so I'm gonna be reviewing all these big videos that I'm picking up, and big amount of work. And let's see how many points they actually accumulate. This whole thing is dedicated for them. You just have to dedicate an entire day doing this, because they're so big. But you only need one pill, you know? Just like with me, maybe you need a 3-hour video and you're fine. You already have concepts that are just bending your brain already. And for me, I'm kind of digging through those concepts. They're not sticking together very well. You still have to do a lot of work to put everything together. So I use tier lists, I use just simple symbolism, I use whatever points pop up, I just hammer it. Alright, but they kind of fade away very, very quickly. It's hard, but it's kind of the normal idea of history again. The history is cold. When did I say it cold? Yeah, today I said cold, and I forgot about it, because that's how quickly the cold just takes over. The one thing that the cold can't quite reach and destroy is a visual representation of something. Symbolism is powerful because of that, but because it brings up emotions faster, and emotions are make you act very quickly as well, or remember things very quickly. But you can only press the button of emotion so many times until it also starts breaking. So everything is a very fragile resource, I would say. Every time I go to sleep, I wake up and holy shit, this is whole fresh thing that I can bite my ass off and remember and probably generate something. What if I did read everything? I will force myself to read everything I did yesterday. Let's see what I think about it. Also very interesting, I get the feeling that normal is kind of like a spiritual center, I would say, where you can probably bring up a society and kind of build a society instantly, right? Become a black star in a way, which is annoying because Avril Lavigne said black star with her music title, actually. Shut up. But I did feel that, I did feel that idea exists, and now it's stronger than ever before. And also just, when you feel reasonable, you feel normal. It's the ability to actually defend yourself quite significantly. Now my question is, because the stars potentially are in fact tier 1, is there is do they have to execute an exit strategy to become tier 2 by and they can't actually become tier 2 by any means, because they're so observed and so treated as a as an object of consumption, I would say. Celebrities are not being treated nicely necessarily, because it's not that easy to actually find niceness in life when everyone cares all of a sudden. Nobody actually cares, so nobody cares. You have to plow through all these people and get to the safety after taking a flag from the gods themselves, because you have been doing something above normal this whole time. So the real question is this necessary? Are we all gonna meet in tier 2, regardless of where it is and how it works, simply because we have to defend ourselves? Either way. And this is why I'm kind of on the edge. I'm not necessarily capable of defining myself as tier 2. I just want it so badly as everyone else. But then you would have to question yourself, like, how the fuck is that even possible? Celebrities are not going to go away anywhere, right? But they kind of fade out, more or less. The stars blink and can disappear. And the question is, like, where would they appear? And at the same time, there's only like a 10% chance that a star would actually go from tier 1 to tier 2. Regardless, it's for everyone. You know, every person has the same exact chance to evolve. It's just celebrities have more resources, you know. But the chance is still the same. You can bump the chance if you have nice skills and it's let's say it's a bump, but everyone is still dealing with a chance that is linked with your effort, with an ability to find purpose, with the ability to not be consumed by other people's purpose, because that's still, you know, a very relevant thing for these people. Being consumed is just normal to them, but it's not normal, obviously. Because, again, that's what it is. At some point, by all means, you will start losing. You will not be able to pull the strings as a celebrity, so you have to admit that you have lost and actually go hide, pretty much. The ultimate shield. Now, the way that it works, I'm not supposed to know. They're not supposed to know. It just has to work, you know. It just has to do what the definition says, meaning that you will feel protected, you will feel safe, you will feel like you don't need the spotlight anymore, and I will feel like I share the contrast in life. Like, my life gets normalized at the same time. Imagine this as well. You go from into 18 and you can become a celebrity, or you can become a very intelligent person, and it all can come back to normal again at 25 maybe, or at tier 2. It all can come back to normal and become another split, essentially, of some kind. And maybe a little bit of, oh, maybe it's just a snowman, you know. Let me build a snowman moment. I don't know. So, but these are the clues that I have so far. Let's keep going. Let's keep reading. This is funny because you can actually edit your walk by owning a car. So it's actually a double-edged argument. There is a way to edit the walk, but is it always necessary? That is the question. And yes, this one counter argument actually beats my purpose of making videos like these, but at the same time, yes, you should be humbled by the almighty walk, which you should perfect before you actually own a car. Just to ensure yourself that you might not always need a car by any means, and you might not need a car at all. So that is why you need to perfect the walk. And it is very boring and it's very terrifying, I would say. But owning a car is not gonna, alleviate the pain. It's just gonna create a difference in your life where you were trying, so you will feel good about trying. But whether it's solved or not, there's no guarantee. You just speed things up. A lot of things can be solved by any means, but it's not a solution when it's an exchange into another problem. It's an investment. It's a huge investment of skill and resource to own a car. If I'm not talking about self-driving cars, I'm talking about the cars that you don't need a license to drive necessarily. Fuck that, if something weird is happening and you're being alert and you feel fear that something might happen, you just stop the car and the car finds its own fucking pathway. And but it's just a simple skill. I don't know. It's weird because anything can happen, right? So how do you create self-driving cars where no license is actually needed? That's the important part. Or how do you make things? How do you make drivers that are super cheap for the society? How do you alleviate costs? Because at the moment it's not affordable to not walk. Walk the walk, baby. It's just like it's not affordable to make YouTube videos because essentially you will be asking for a return on your investment. You will be basically attacking a bunch of people to invest into your videos, which is not ideal, okay? What Mr. Beast is doing, not ideal. It actually freaks me out a little bit too much. But he has enough subscribers to where he can actually hide his insanity of how much we have to invest into his videos and because he's building businesses he can hide that, but there's a lot of examples where you just can't hide it, where you're asking for a little bit too much for the sake of keeping your career intact, because you were not walking the walk. You were fucking racing with formulas, and formulas are expensive. Fuck my life, dude. Don't fund formulas. I'm just saying. I know you like watching sports, but don't fund formulas, okay? It's fucking crazy. They break so fast. It's the real question of how much does one formula race even cost? I really want to know. This is one formula. But the question is, what about the race? I don't get it, dude. Cost of winning the Formula 1. The 1 billion cost of hosting an F1 race. 1 billion? We're fucking going into space, basically, with this shit. And I don't give a flying fuck about a formula. Are you kidding me? In what world do I have to live to actually care about this shit? Where 1 billion is invested for one race or something. 1 fucking billion! Can you imagine? My trusty calculator will say, and and divide. And it's 5,000 people, basically. Killed by Formula 1. We could have gained 2,000 annually and pretty much have immunity to life, but instead we have killed 5,000 people for every race. 5,000 people. It's all about funding, guys. It's all about who gets the money and who gets to die. Because if you have the money, by all means, there's nothing that can wrong happen in your life that is not your mistake, right? But when you don't have the money, everyone around you all of a sudden makes mistakes and don't actually want you to live anymore. Which is, it's a weird thing, you know? Oh, but how do I get money? Oh, I will make a bunch of mistakes and not give you a job, even though I'm supposed to give you a job. I'm gonna give you a lot of mistakes, and I'll treat you poorly when you're doing your job to the point where you want to quit. I will make a lot of mistakes, and if you don't have money, you'll be criminally charged, and we're gonna investigate you, and we're gonna fucking put you in jail. There's no fucking shield bearing between you and the Justice League of smashing you in the face after you make a mistake, because it's not you who made a mistake, it's everyone else who makes the mistakes for you to put you in a crippled situation just because you don't have money anymore, which is absolute insanity and how people are killed right now. It's just run faster. You have to earn money. But if everyone actually runs and panics, the economy is screwed. We're screwed as human beings. If we chase money. Because money likes to tease. You know, it's the worst thing ever. But it's what it does the best. You know, that's what Mr. Beast is doing the best. It shows that money is very teasing to people, but can he really distribute his wealth? Can he really be fair? He's not even trying to be fair. Fuck that shit. He wouldn't know, he wouldn't have a single brain cell that I have in order to understand life's principles. He just wants to appeal to people and tease people with his money. It's just how it works. And he's in a perfect condition, basically, to screw over YouTube, pretty much, I would say. Because if you're really a good YouTuber, you don't just improve your videos, you improve the entirety of YouTube at the same time. And yes, being on the top is pretty good. But it also shows the level that YouTube has achieved so far, and it seems to be pretty slow. But I'm okay with that. I hate putting Mr. Beast in the fucking spotlight in the first place. But he put himself in there. Somehow, somewhere, maybe he will actually beat PewDiePie one day in subscribers. But that's not even the important part. Right? Because we're looking at someone who has collected half of the subscribers in half of the time, I would say, as PewDiePie did, without the need of drama or anything. So it's hard to actually evaluate things when subscriber counts can't quite go down as easily. They accumulate over time. That's what's so difficult to actually break through. Is the fairness factor is pretty messed up, but hey, let's keep going. Let me finish the read. I guess I'm finishing basically the entire thing now. And there is no gonna be any reviews until next video. Whoops. And I'm sure I will have a lot of things to say, because these men basically, if they figure out a way to trigger you one way or the other to think about new stuff, why not? But the real question is, like, are they influential? Are they gonna... Well, we'll never know, because it's the only time I'm actually watching them right now. I would love them to be influential. I mean, I watched Stefan Molyneux hours and hours and hours and hours. I listened to him. So, that was cool. I listened to Alex Jones quite a bit. And, but now they're both cancelled. And now I'm very sad. There are still people who are not cancelled. Who are just, well, and the whole point is like, yeah, there's always gonna be that 3-hour piece that matters. And everything else is just kind of, everything is an entry point. Again, for my videos, every 3-hour video is an entry point of what I want to say. I hope I give full context, and I also give full mystery as well, because if you can't keep up with what I present, that means I already presented something. Maybe I got myself too comfortable. It's still a speed test of, well, for you, I guess, because you have to keep up with everything that I'm talking about. And because I'm a unique person in your life, it's going to be difficult. And that's why just watching one video is a liberation for you, either way, right? And if you then pick carefully what your next target is, what your next target video is, and if you learn how to skip around and all that shit, if you learn how to evaluate my stuff, you might be able to speed the progression. I don't know. We'll review it. We'll review it next video of how it's done, basically, and what kind of effect it's going to have on my life. Because right now, that's another thing. It's a very simple concept, but you fall through all the floors. You have nothing better to watch. This is the best time to watch those kind of people. Okay? It's the best time to invest and to meditate and wait until you accumulate some kind of thing happening in your subscription box or whatever you care about. Box, basically. So that's the way to do it, by any means. Here we go. I explained it. Alright? Fall through, nothing to watch. Don't panic. Grab a 3-hour video. Not necessarily for me, but it is a search still. And I had to find those people. They're not impossible to find. They're all over the place, I would say. People make documentaries, people show up to do speeches. Those speeches can be very long, and you will immediately recognize that person, which I'm calling a 3-hour video maker. So there are people like this out there. It's just I don't relate to them because I'm doing my own thing. I'm not in a competition with them. That's the whole point. It's like you grab your own audience, I grab my own audience. I don't have to compete and care about you and how you do things and pretend that I'm better than you. We all should be working together in that sense. But working together separately. It's almost this coronavirus fucking mentality where we shouldn't interact with each other. It's a little bit too unstable when it comes to that. But we give tremendous respect when we talk about each other. We kind of know a few of us. I know there's people out there who actually make these stuff, who make podcasts or bullshit like that. But there's also people who actually gained my respect, and there are also people who would have gained my respect, but who knows? It requires you to actually compile together a perfect video. I haven't done that myself yet. I haven't compiled a perfect. I try to rip apart context and start from zero on YouTube Rewind. I will keep on doing that a few times until I get there to the perfect video. Usually, like, when you're making a movie, you kind of reset into the same level. Also with the engine, it's going to work out quite nicely because I'll be able to present graphics and talk about the graphics. Talk about the things that I have built, and what story do they tell, that might be a little bit more impactful than just bringing points out of my ass. You know, the points are already pre-made, everything is pre-baked. The story is ongoing, and it kind of drags me through as a already pre-generated adventure that tells its own story. That would be that would be the perfect video right there, and that's the fight to get there, to get to the movie. But you have to at least do it annually. You cannot just pump budget and release a movie like that. And you cannot sit here and make the series a reality, a 3-hour video series a reality as if nothing is going to change. And you cannot just be a spiritual teacher forever about everything when you just slap your face in there. None of these formats actually work. It is still complicated how any of this stuff works for me, but I'm just trying to improve right now. It's terrifying because, like, once you've done enough work, you're gonna be invited potentially somewhere to test your skills, right? Because someone somewhere will recognize you. There's no doubt about it. Someone somewhere will search and will recognize you. It's just the matter of time, I would say. And the matter of me to become unstable and bleed all over the place. Wherever I walk, I leave a footprint that I went there and shared my opinion. Because sharing an opinion is a complicated thing to do, I would say. How do you leave a comment? To truly feel like you left something. You know, how do you do it? That's something I can start figuring out. Again, I'm being unstable because I'm questioning all kinds of things that I could do over the internet, and that's just the pure improvement of it that can make me slightly better. At some point when I'm not just making 3-hour videos and not competing with these people, that's when I'm actually winning. Alright? Peter Joseph. Goddamn. Yeah, okay, so I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. It's pretty brutal episode, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot to open my mind to. And it's every time it's a brutal episode. Every time. It's a step forward though. And it's quite nice to see what the progress was and what kind of points I've made maybe. But this is... Yeah, how did €20 challenge worked? Well, I did realize that I need €30 to survive, and I can actually do it. And I did, in fact, well, survive with €20. I guess I needed extra. I don't quite remember nothing anymore in terms of that small of a detail. It is what it is. It's great. It's great. I still have teas up in here. Teas. I started with teas. I started theming things. And breaking things. I was just the most unstable dude, as always. You go crazy when you're doing something new, and going crazy is something I can never stop doing, okay? It's just that one thing that liberates me. So here you go. Those are all the things. Yeah, just that one thing bothers me, where I'm gonna go to hospital, and I don't have a way to defend myself because nobody asked, you know? Nobody actually asked for me to defend myself. Nobody introduced themselves as like, oh, you can do this, this, and that, and this is how you will pass, and this is how you will fail. None of those rules are fucking clear to me. I'm just being blamed on, trashed on, even though someone just came into our home, got themselves in trouble. You know, it's like, well, okay, I guess I got myself in trouble in the end. I guess you can always trust police to pull people out of your home by any means. It's fucking stupid. People, but it's just an accident, right? Just an accident that ruins portion of my life. But at the same time, it opens up for me to reflect on what is the fair way to handle this, because this is obviously going to be handled a lazy way. A lazy ass fucking way. So fucking badly that nobody cares and everyone just says, next. Well, I am next, you fucking loser. I am next on the list. The list fucking glitches out when you put me on the list. And you say, oh, I'm a lazy piece of shit. I can just press next to the next customer, you know. When you're delivering justice, you can't be lazy. Guess why you can't be lazy? Because the work is not done, it's justice. The work is in the middle between being lazy and liberated and dealing with the jail time of justice. People who are delivering justice, they're the ones in jail by any means. You have to remind them that. You are in jail. You're actually dealing with, something like a purgatory system. You're guilty, you're not guilty type of system. And if you screw up, you go to hell. A little bit closer to hell, And if you don't screw up, you go to heaven. You literally have the most power in the world, because power will destroy your life, Power with responsibility will destroy your life in high quantity. So what we have to understand that it is worth respecting police and the government, but it's not worth giving them an easy respect. Okay, you gotta remind them that they have a lot of power and responsibility, and that every single screw up, because they have so much power, they could just give it up to someone anytime they want. They could just give up anytime they want. A police officer just comes in and gives you their equipment. Congratulations, you just gave up a lot of power. But that's what has to happen. You have to remind them that they can actually do it, because they forget that very easily. And when they grab power and they hold power and hold us hostage, now we're to blame for not defending ourselves. It does become a government suppression moment. You have to find a way to resist that. It's not that difficult, but now we see it. Alright? In other words, offer government to give up constantly. That will remind them that they are in positions of ridiculous power, where because they have so much control and they have such an ability to make mistakes that are critical, and they will have to witness those mistakes and relive those mistakes and take care of those mistakes. It will eat them up so badly if they don't just give up their powers or distribute their powers. Okay, it's one thing to have a lot of money, it's another thing to have a lot of power, because that shit is consequential by any means. A lot of money right now is not exactly that big of a deal, I would say, because you still have to find a responsibility for your money, but your power always has a responsibility, because it always creates consequence, because you not just sitting on a treadmill doing your job, you actually do something a little bit extra, which is deal with customers. Customer support. Yeah, absolutely. A terrifying thing if you screw it up and your customer actually suffers as a consequence to that. Or unjustly. So here you go, just a deeper look into this, and why for me to step into this land is more of a destiny than actual crime that I've made, as if it was crime to push someone out the door and they fell down and blamed it all on me. That's cool. You fell down, you broke yourself, you blame on me. That's fine. I at least understand how the system works. If you get hurt, you can blame it on someone. That's pretty simple, Nobody tells you that, but that's kind of how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to blame people, and I'm supposed to be able to defend myself. That's the one that does not work very well, Yes, it's so. Just one sneak peek before we leave. So if someone attacks themselves, right, and damages themselves, 5 points of damage to themselves, they can blame everything they want on some other person. They could even kill themselves and blame it on someone else. And they would actually be kind of found guilty too. Regardless. Now, yes, the system sounds like it would want to make you not guilty. If someone killed themselves, now you're grabbing evidence. And it's very difficult to blame people for high amounts of damage. But very easy for people to blame with low amounts of damage. Just like it's kind of easy to create a case when your YouTube videos are being stolen and re-uploaded or somewhat. H3H3 case is a low damage bullshit. It's just someone, you make a video about someone and they can create a case against you. That's ridiculous, but it's possible, right? And despite how the case actually comes out to be, usually it's going to be just dismissed, but there's still costs to cover. There's still lawyers to hire, and you're not defending yourself. You're just going through the process of taking that damage that someone else did to themselves, and they sent it with the legal system of that's kind of what the legal system is about. But yeah, the more damage it is, the more it's questionable. Why would somebody be to blame? That's the defending position. At some point it is questionable. You have to be closer and closer to the person who got damaged, and that person has to have a coherent story. So it's exponentially more difficult to actually come up with this bullshit. Now, however, can you take the blame every single time? Because let's say you're a fucking star. Stars can possibly get in trouble, but there's so many ways to get in trouble. Anyone would want to get you in trouble because they get a piece of you. They get a piece of your world, even though that never fucking happens, right? So all these stories are fucking stupid to me, right? Because it never happens. It never educates how justice actually works. What people can actually do. Right? It's still a big question, basically. I looked at it. There's no clear answer. I can't just damage myself and blame it on you, a random viewer. I cannot. I just can't do it. So how does this work? It's almost like a proximity bomb thing, isn't it? Because now that you are bumping into a bunch of people, it might actually happen. Now, the question is as well, how the authorities are supposed to work. Because authorities kind of have power over you to deliver damage, but potentially what they actually do is collect pain all the time. That's what government actually accumulates. The pain. The small little damage of pain that they kind of care about, kind of don't care about, and they can dump it all on you the moment you are problematic. Right? So the moment you show either too much pain or too much resistance to pain. So that's potentially what authority is going to be trying to do in this situation. So there are dynamics I will be learning pretty much. This is not something I want to teach you guys about. It's just something that I'm starting to be aware of. Different, almost like different personalities. I don't know, man. How can you affect someone's life by damaging your life? It's a fucking deep question. Doesn't have its own answer yet. Anyways, let's get the fuck out of here, start a new video, start reviewing this stuff. Maybe I need to rest right now. Maybe I burnt out already. But that's why there are videos, you know. I just, it's easier to watch than make these things. Unless I'm very, very anxious, then it's very difficult to wait not to make this.